Let me go to my colleague Ivan K. Walinyolo, who is in Entebbe. Ivan, today is something of a diversion, especially in terms of tone, on account of what happened to our colleagues yesterday. Raymond Tamale, Abubakar Lubowa, Dennis Kabogo, and the days before, Stephen Chibika and Stephen Mbite. It appears to be a deliberate pattern that is being orchestrated by the forces against journalists as an industry. We are thinking hard and deep about things. We hope that the forces and the security officers can reflect. I'm sure in the conduct of your duty out there in Entebbe, I hope you do not encounter the kind of hostility that many of our colleagues encountered yesterday. How are you doing?
Well, Chris, it's not a good morning. I wouldn't say that, but it's what we're getting used as a norm, of course. But what was exhibited yesterday from the Kawempe North elections, it's a threat. I would want to join the rest of other colleagues to say that wasn't called for from security and the rest, but away from the apologies that have become a verse maybe in a song from the security agencies or happened. I think we demand a better apology and also something taken serious, especially to those that were injured. And I want to join the rest also by saying that journalism is not a crime. Where I am right now, it's the Media Lab. It's a hub, of course, that connects all the journalists that work from Entebbe. And just besides me are some of them. If I can just say, this is Lawrence Mushave from Next Media. This is Peacock Kawesa, who is an editor with the Gateway News. And I have Musaja Wakabaka, that is George William Kakos, who will just put this into context. But it wasn't a scene to watch. It wasn't good sounding nice in the ears of somebody who is a press person. But I will want to just pick their opinions, views on what they think that happened yesterday, painting a way forward or paving way forward. These exhibits, especially to the forthcoming elections that will take countrywide. Let me just start with Peacock Kawesa to just give us his submission in regards to what happened yesterday. Peacock, thank you for joining me and welcome to Morning at NTV. And what you can say about what happened yesterday from the Kawempe North by-elections, where we saw our colleagues beaten, battered, even with no accusation.
A very beautiful morning for hosting me here. What I saw yesterday is not a good one for journalists. A lot of military manpower, a lot of hooliganism, gun roaring, and as journalists, we're supposed to have our own freedom to express, the public opinions on whatever that is happening across the country and across the globe. So it's not a good message for us. Just like we say Black Friday, we saw our own colleagues a little bit brutalized, and this is the threat that whatever happens, I don't know whether it's a state or the government, and it's public outcry. And whatever the public is, doesn't feel, the pulse of the media, and what government does is a disservice to us. So as media, we feel we're heartbroken down because of what we saw, and some of us were not at the front line because of what we saw. We're a little bit at the back end and watching everything at a small hall. But it's not very good for young journalists or as the media in this country, because Uganda is a growing country.
I will come back to you, Peacock. Lawrence, does this in any way pose threats for us to cover the forthcoming elections? Perhaps this is a breakdown that we feel we are ignored, we feel we are marginalized, we feel our powers lie in a certain institution's hands to decide for the fate of what we're supposed to do.
Thank you so much, Ivan, and good morning to our viewers out there. Yesterday I was among the few people who couldn't hold back the tears when I saw some of my colleagues, my workmates. I saw Francis Isano in a vehicle, crying after being battered by security operatives. But briefly, I want to be categorically very clear that press freedom is one of the, it constitutes the essential foundations of a democratic society. In other words, a person should protect the other one while doing their jobs. I want to just, besides the emotions and what, you wake up one morning, because lucky are those ones few who have jobs and they are employed. You wake up to fend for yourself, to sustain yourself and your family. You reach at a certain job, they tell you no, you go back. Not even going back only, you go back with canes.
Not with a satisfactory reason.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it is, I even want to say about this, the naysayers, the sadists who have taken it upon the social media and whatever, you know, to say a lot of things which are very unfortunate. If you are the one and they do that to you, I hope you will not remain the same. This is a very unfortunate moment. It is very bad to the entire press fraternity. And I mean, I wait to see the resolutions from some of the, you know, leaders of these media associations, journalists. We need to have just one voice, collective voice to make sure we take this down.
Yes.
And I hope it shouldn't be as far as possible. It should be right now, starting today.
Musajja wa Kabaka, we saw what happened yesterday. Buli kimu twakirabe kigere kirina engeri gye kireetamu okuti, especially waliwo abaana abato abasoma amawulire. It's a profession, si mulimo gw'okeera n'oyiga. Naye kati tulinga abagamba nti omulimo gwa kugamba nti oli alina obuyinza okugamba ky'olina okola. Kirina engeri gye kireetawo okutya naffe ng'abamawulire kuba kati okulonda okwawamu kwe kuddako.
neyanzega okubeera ku morning at NTV nesiimye naye tuli mu nnyiika enjereere. Ab'amawulire tofuuliddwa ekisekererwa. Buli w'amagye wa poliisi yolaba ow'amawulire alowooza oyo tasanidde kubeera mu kifo ekyo kyamulabamu. Kumbe musajja watu wa mukazi watu yavudde ewaka nga naye gwe mulimu gwe yasomera azze kunoonyeza baana be n'abafamire ekyakulya na kyakunywa. Ekisinga okusesa bo babikola basanyuka nga tebamanyi nti balumya bulamu bw'abantu. Ffe tubadde tulowooza tubiraba nga babikola bannabyabufuzi be bavuganya nabo. Naye kati ate ffe abazze okukola balina okutuwa omukisa tukole omulimu gwaffe nga bo bwe bali ku mulimu gwabwe. Ekisinga okunyiiza nti kwe kukuba omuntu n'olabira ddala ng'omutuusizza ku bulumi obw'ekitalo n'omukanyuga mu mmotoka ate n'omwongerera n'omukuba
nga bw'onyumirwa.
N'olwekyo nze kinnuma naye kyendowooza kirina okukola. Buli omu alina okumanya obuvunaanyizibwa bwe. Akakiiko k'ebyokulonda nga kakola obuvunaanyizibwa bwako. Owa poliisi akola obuvunaanyizibwa bwe. Ow'amagye naye akola obuvunaanyizibwa bwe. Ow'amawulire esiga eryokuna mu gavumenti naye bamulekera omukisa naye akola obuvunaanyizibwa bwe. Singa tebalekera buli omukola obuvunaanyizibwa bwe bye bivaamu ebyo oli n'alowooza nti ow'amawulire ate yamuyisizza obubi. Kumbe ate ow'amawulire naye akwata kyalaba. Gwe tokikola bw'oba toyagala ow'amawulire ajje tokikola kireke muleke naye akola ekikye tujja tambulira wamu nga tutambula mu mirembe.
Okay, Peacock, we have seen many times the security coming out to issue apologies. I've seen ministers coming to do press conferences and issue apologies. Do you think that is enough given the situation we're in?
That's not enough. That's not enough as government to come in and or ministers or public relations officers or specialists to come in to say apologies after, you know, battling journalists, because they are doing their own work and they're building their own country. So they deserve the respect.
Are you in a way trying to suggest that the justice that these people, their friends, colleagues that were battered yesterday, maybe we see the perpetrators brought to book, those who dropped them at police station in Kawempe, because I am sure they are recognized and known for what they did?
They should be brought to book because they are known. And they have senior officers or commanders that are dictating or they're saying or they're giving orders to, you know, take action. And this is unnecessary. So they should be brought to book, charged, and jailed. Because it doesn't feel okay as a journalist after, you know, taking a whole day at work, you know, you end up going back, you know, hospitalized, you know, you're not going to go back, you bedridden.
And they'll come out to say, we'll cater for their bills.
You feel the pain.
We're sorry for what happened.
That's not enough. How much? It doesn't add up. I feel there's something missing. And as media, we should, you know, say no. Enough is enough. Then maybe some other time, as government tries to, you know, reconstruct itself, come up, here and there. That's not enough.
Mushabe, there are some other. I've just been on social media in the morning. Some of the press people are coming out to say that an apology will not do us justice, but those that were behind this should be brought to book, and not only to mail come up and issue an apology. Secondly, some other people are suggesting that it is time also we as the journalists get a collective voice. We stand one. One, it is not a matter of just crying each and every day. What we do, I saw last time, they organized a tea party, and some of our colleagues went there when we said we're going to boycott this. But they organized a tea party, some of our colleagues went there and were taking tea with the army officers. This is repeating. What would be the way forward, in your own opinion?
Okay, Ivan, one, as we get on ground, as these things are happening, the so-called security operatives have their names plaqued off their uniforms, their military uniforms.
No, the CDF came out and said it is a good practice for the security people to mask themselves and the rest.
But of course, I do not want to use the other language where they say when you remember the other proverb about the fish, the rotten fish, when the big head is rotten. You don't expect anything good.
Just in 15 seconds, Musaja Wakaba Koldecho, get 15 seconds. Yes, producer wants him about time. Yes, your last word. In 15 seconds.
Nzikiriza nti mu Uganda tulina amateeka. Naye amateeka galinga agatakola. Oba gakola kubamu awalala ne gatakola. Kati kuba amawulire nga bakubiddwa. Lwaki gwolowooza ab'amagye kye baakoze kituufu? Mu mateeka kikyamu. N'olwekyo ebyo bye baliko eby'okukwenya okukola ki abaakubye abantu baveeyo babalage ensi ate nabo beetonde mu lujjudde bajjanjaba abaana.
Naye kiki kye tulina okola okukoma eno embeera?
Kye tulina okukola kiri kimu, buli omu alina kumanya buvunaanyizibwa bwe. Omukuduumizi w'amagye bw'avaayo n'agamba ab'amagye balina okwebika, ddala etteeka kye ligamba kitegeeza weyeebikira, kitegeeza ze kukola kikyamu. N'olwekyo ffe tusuubira nti ow'amagye alina okuba n'ennamba ye n'erinnya lye wano. Singa abakoze ekikolobero n'omanya nti y'ono, kubanga n'abamawulire bambi baakubiddwa naye yabakubye omutuufu naye oyinza bamubuuza nga tebamumanyi
ne bamwegaana
n'amagye gennyini ogagamba nago ne geegaana nga tebikolwa byalabiddwa. N'olwekyo nze njagala ssemateeka wa Uganda ateekebwe mu nkola nga bw'alina okukola, buli omu ng'akola buvunaanyizibwa bwe.
Okay, I would want to say that when we went to school and gun rule was minimized, we resorted to a pen, which is not a crime. Whoever points a gun at the other, no peace shall ever be brought home. And I want to say this from me, you, our brothers and sisters that are holding guns, sticks and the rest, when a soldier is shot, a gun remains functional. The soldier may die. If you interpret this, have yourselves a very good morning.